Welcome to Rigged or Fair, and today we're going to break down the Robin and Jax lip sync, aka the Come On lip sync.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Whee! Oh well, I analyzed the entire performance shot by shot and assigned point to each queen's edit, taking into account reaction shots, confessionals, sound effects, and camera angles. The more the edit favors one queen, the higher the possibility that the lip sync was rigged. Keep in mind that rigged lip syncs are the exception and not the rule, and editing can be equally used as a form of storytelling or to actively deceive the audience, so context matters. But before we begin with the overview, let me give you some heads up, because this is going to be painful. I'm not kidding, it is going to be painful. This was the most over-edited lip sync of the season so far, and we are going to have to dissect the hell out of it. Also, by the end of it, I'm also going to give you some context and my opinions on all of this, since we didn't have a live stream last Sunday. So let's begin with the overview. The lip sync lasts for 1 minute and 49.3 seconds. We have one confessional from Jax that affects multiple camera shots, so as usual, I'm going to visually break it down into sections. Also, a warm welcome back to the reaction shot of Mamoru looking back and forth between the two queens. It doesn't really make much of a difference because I always considered this reaction shot as neutral. But in a way, I really miss the feeling of uncertain wonder that it evokes in me every time I see it. I like to live in my personal fantasy, where Mama is a goddess among mortals, patiently waiting to bestow judgment upon her children, and by the end of it all, only one will survive. Even though between you and me, she's probably just counting money in her head. But I digress. The total camera time for Robin is 28.3 seconds, and she gets one reaction shot from RuPaul. The total camera time for Jax is 25.8 seconds, and she gets two reaction shots, one from Ross and one from Michelle. The queens are together on screen for 46.9 seconds, and together they get two portions of Jax's confessionals and three reaction shots, one from Michelle and two from Megan. The total time in which we see exclusively reaction shots and confessionals is 8.3 seconds. Now, at face value, the lip sync is reasonably balanced, at least by Drag Race standards. The ratio between solo shots and shots where we see both queens on screen is almost 50-50. Not ideal, but surely a step forward compared to the previous lip sync. However, the whole performance has been littered with audio and video edits that dramatically change the impact of the queens' performances. Also, for the first time this season, we have negative audio edits and negative reaction shots. So, let's break down the performance into all of the camera shots and assign editing points. As always, remember that the points are not a judgment of the queen's performances, but how much the edit was actually in their favor. Robin appears solo in 17 camera shots. The Come On audio edit from the queens affects negatively 3 camera shots, number 2, 7, and 14. Camera shot number 14 is worth triple negative points since it's conveniently complemented by a negative reaction shot of Mamoru. Conversely, a positive audio edit from the queens actually cheering in the background was added to camera shot number 13, so this is worth double points. We also have 2 video edits in camera shot number 10 and 11, where Jax was visibly cut out from the shot, and those are worth double points as well. In total, Robin's solo edit gets 18.02 points. Jax appears solo in 15 camera shots. The Come On audio edit affects her performance as well, of course it does, in camera shot number 1 and number 6. However, camera shot number 6 is balanced out by a video edit where Robin was visibly cut out from the shot, so this section gets a multiplier of 0 instead of a negative 1. Other video edits where Robin was visibly cut out are present in camera shot number 7, 12, and 13, and those are worth double points. Audio edits from the queens cheering in the background were added multiple times to Jax's performance, and they act as point doublers as well. Jax also gets 2 positive reaction shots, one from Ross and one from Michelle in camera shot number 5 and 15. So those are worth double points as well. In total, Jax's solo edit gets 34.07 points. Now let's move on to the portion of the lip sync when both queens appear on screen together. 12 camera shots show both queens performing without a clear preference for one or the other. The Come On audio edit is present here as well, because of course it would, in camera shot number 1, and so for this section both queens get negative points. Camera shot number 5 through 9 are worth double points for both queens, since they are highlighted positively by audio edits from the queens cheering in the background, and from 2 reaction shots, one from Michelle and one from Megan. Camera shot number 10 is a very special case, because this is a partially mismatched camera shot. The video highlights both queens, so both should get points. But the audio is actually a confessional from Jax, highlighting his own performance at the expense of Robin's. So effectively, Jax's points are doubled, while Robin's points actually balance out at 0. The rest of the shots show a clear preference for one queen, highlighting her performance at the expense of the other. When this happens, the highlighted queen gets positive points, the other one gets negative points. Editing also affects the multiplier as well. Robin is clearly favored in 3 camera shots. However, camera shot number 13 is properly mismatched by a confessional of Jax playing in the background. So while the video highlights Robin, the audio actually highlights Jax. For this reason, this section balances out with a multiplier of 0. Jax is favored in 6 camera shots. Audio edit highlight her performance even further during camera shot number 16 and 20. And the latest is actually worth triple points, since it's also conveniently highlighted by a reaction shot of Megan. So for this portion of the lip sync, Robin gets 17.75 points, while Jax gets 51.38 points. Let's round up the numbers and show the final result. Robin's edit gets a total of 35.8 points, which is 29.5% of the total points. Jax's edit gets 85.5 points, which is 70.5% of the total points. And with the edit favoring Jax almost 3 times as much as Robin, we can conclude that the edit for this lip sync was rigged as hell, and results like this hardly have anything to do with storytelling alone. However, since we like to be on the cautious side, let's also remember that a rigged edit doesn't necessarily imply that the lip sync itself was rigged. So now it bears asking, was the lip sync rigged? And if so, why? As usual, let's take a look at the context and see if we can paint a clearer picture. On face value, the lip sync seems pretty well balanced. However, as we have seen by analyzing all of the fine details, most of the story is really told in the subtext, with convenient audio and video edits, reaction shots, peculiar camera angles. Everything is over-edited to such a degree where, I don't know, in all honesty, I'm finding it very difficult to play devil's advocate. This is the most edited lip sync of the season so far, and this fact alone is enough to raise an eyebrow. Now, having reviewed in painstaking details the editing and production of RuPaul's Drag Race for so many years, I couldn't help but notice how convenient it was that Amethyst and Robin were cast together, considering that they had a history of dating. Things like these are almost always taken into account during casting, and there's a very high chance that production was actually banking on the queens developing a storyline based on that. Maybe, I don't know, a rekindled relationship for the cameras. Those are always pretty well received by the fandom, who just loves shipping their queens. I don't know if any of you have ever come across those fanfiction from the cringe subreddit. If you haven't, go and read them. Those are golden. Like, seriously. So either they expected that, or maybe, I don't know, just shame and regret and anger knocking back at their door for more drama and more emotional investment and more fights and maybe a moment to come back together and resolve their issues. I mean, we've seen things like these happen quite often in the history of the show, but also in the history of many other reality TV shows as well. It's just a very, very, very basic kind of typecasting. And I find it pretty convenient that both queens were shown the door, one after the other, once it became clear that nothing was ever going to come out of their past relationship. There was no drama, no fights, no rekindled emotions. No big deal for both of them, and no big deal for production to show them the door. I mean, at least Amethyst got her moments to shine, while Robin basically disappeared from the edit since episode 1. I had hopes that maybe we could see her rising at some point, out of nowhere, but in the end, she was just candy-hoed out of the season. That speaks volumes already. So to me, it makes sense that production cut them out when they failed to deliver what they were probably expected to deliver. I think it's just as simple as that. And it also makes sense that both lip syncs, this one and the previous one, were so much over-edited in favor of the winner. I mean, this is the 5th lip sync that I am reviewing with this method, and we had some fair ones, so you kind of start to have an idea of how a fair one actually looks like from an editing perspective. Those last 2 lip syncs were incredibly over-edited, and maybe I could even go as far as argue that both Amethyst, which is a type of quartz by the way.
Wow, amethyst is a type of quartz? For that you can touch my boobies.
And Robin didn't even really deserve the bottom in their respective episodes. Or at least, it would be easy to argue that some of the queens definitely did worse than them. Yet, there they were. And when you start to take all of this into consideration, I think it becomes pretty clear that no matter how well they would have lip-synced, they were going to go home. Period. And the more the lip syncs were over-edited, the more for me it's indication that both Amethyst and Robin probably delivered a solid performance. So, apart from jump cuts, first-person shots, reaction shots, and whatnot, personally, subjectively, to me, Robin never really stopped working the stage for a single second. She was constantly owning every single inch of the stage, consistently delivering the song from the beginning to the end. And it's not that Jax did bad by any means, but for the little that we got to see, to me, Robin's performance seemed very posed, very elegant, very fluid. It was entertaining to watch to me. While Jax seemed to kind of brute force his way into delivering, if you know what I mean. I also never really appreciate when a queen strategically steps in front of the other, and this is something that I've seen happen a little bit more than a couple of times during this lip sync. So, what can I say? At the end of the day, we cannot judge what we didn't see, and as usual, there is a lot that we didn't see about this lip sync. But what we can do is judge what we did see. And most importantly, pull a reverse Uno on production and find out the truth by dissecting how hard they actually worked to try to convince us of what they want us to see. That's a trick that will never get old to me, and I love constantly finding new ways to call out production's bullshit. Our queens deserve better. And I'll just keep it at that, I promise. No TED Talk this episode. I'm really, really done. In conclusion, I don't think Robin deserved the bottom, and I don't think she lost this performance. I think it was her time to go home, and unless Jax refused to lip sync, she was going to go home. But for once, just for once, I would like to see a smart queen with untuckable balls actually understanding the kind of game that is being played in there and just refusing to play it. Just to troll production. Just a little bit, you know? It's not like they don't deserve a little bit of their own medicine every once in a while. So it would be nice. It would be entertaining. And it would feel correct.
Because y'all's is just a couple of mice that have fallen into the trap of playing this game.
But what can I say? I mean, a girl can dream. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. A special thanks to our patrons for supporting the channel, and a warm welcome to our first celebrity supporter, the gay pimp himself, Mr. Johnny McGovern. We never get much recognition for our work, and certainly never publicly, for obvious reasons. So this means a lot. It really means a lot. Thank you. And if any of you would like to support the channel as well, there's a link to our Patreon page in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.
You see how big John's dick is?
Yeah.
Get off your phone!
It's on
It's the
display
packages
every
behind
day.
Sarge.
Let's see it.
And this one.
Sarge, we need to
Just
shake
no,
your
it's
bottom.
the package.
Sarge.
Can
Y'all
behind
entertain
Sarge.
us. Entertain us. Show us something,
Just
mister.
one. I was like, oh, they're coming over. Let me like do a little spot
Girl, I
treatment.
cleaned.
Let
I
me
douched.
clean a little. Yeah.
I want to tell you, Sarge, before we keep rolling with
You
this.
make us. I'm just kidding.
Katya floods her basement for you.
Oh. He already knows that.
She's
But
not
I'm
the only
saying
one.
it again.
She's not the only one.
And look at Cliff back there saying, oh, I'm safe from this. No, you
Married.
ain't.
No, ma'am.
Married
Girl,
and
he's
straight.
talking about I'm married. I'm like, so?
Married.
Do you know how many married men I to get my way
Girl.
through high school?
Hello.
Spaghetti is straight until you warm it up.
And then you put it in your mouth. Suck it down.